What's up, guys? We're back with a new spicy brew for Pauper. Today we're working with Zubera Storm. So for those that don't know, Zuberas is a tribe from the Kamigawa block that basically whenever one of them dies, they trigger an effect for each other Zubera, or each Zubera that died that turn in total. So like, if you have the Floating-Dream Zubera, for example, and it dies once, you draw one card. If you have a second one die, then you draw two. So it's kind of like Storm in that if you keep making them die, the effect keeps getting better and better and better. And so the idea of this deck is, with the new card Ashnod's Altar, we have a very good way to sacrifice creatures in a way that gives us mana so we can keep going and keep sacrificing creatures. So the main combo is basically you play a Zubera, and then you have Ashnod's Altar in play. And then you play Supernatural Stamina or Undying Evil. Both of these cards basically say, when the creature dies, bring it back to play. And so with the Zubera, you give it Undying Evil, you sacrifice it, and you can stack the triggers so that it comes back into play before you draw. And then you sacrifice it again so that you have two death triggers, and each of them see that a Zubera died twice, so you draw 4 cards. And you can keep doing that, right? If you have another Undying Evil, then you can get up to 3 death triggers for 9 cards total, and it grows really, really fast. And then you have 4 Unearth, which lets you just get it back and keep going. So that's really kind of the main combo, is you just play a Floating-Dream Zubera, give it Undying, sacrifice it twice, draw 4. If you can do it one more time to draw 4 more cards, you should just be able to go off. The biggest concern with this deck is we only get colorless mana, so it's really hard to keep casting spells over and over again. The new addition from War of the Spark, I believe, Prismite, kind of solves that problem in that it just lets you go infinite because you sacrifice a creature and you can get any mana of any color. Particularly with Dripping-Tongue Zubera. So when this one dies, you make 1/1 spirits for each Zubera that died. So on its own, this sacrifices for 4 colorless, but you can go infinite really, really quickly. If you just have like 3 or 4 that died, then the sacrifice is for like 10 mana, which is kind of crazy. So that's kind of the core of the deck. Ember-Fist Zubera is the way you win. It just does damage to anything equal to the number of Zubera that died. So, you know, you kill like 8 Zubera, sack this twice, and then your opponent dies. Something like that, which is pretty good. That's a pretty standard win con. And then this deck gets its consistency from 2 things. Shred Memory, which you can transmute for any of your 2-drops. And our notable 2-drops, this is the card you basically always want. This card's great. Prismite is the second thing you're going to tutor up. We have 1 copy of Exhume. It's like Unearth number 5, but you can just tutor it up, and you don't really care if your opponent gets creatures back, because we don't have any kill spells, so that's unlikely to be a problem. You can tutor up any of these combo pieces as well. And then Grim Harvest is kind of like this weird catch-all, where Grim Harvest basically lets you go off from very few resources. You can definitely go infinite if you have Dripping-Tongue Zubera, Ashnod's Altar, and Prismite, because you spend 2 mana to get the Zubera back, and then when a creature has Recover 3, so when the Zubera dies, you can pay that to get this back to hand, and then, you know, keep going off with the Zubera. So as long as you do that, you have infinite mana. And then Mulldrifter is in here as kind of like Floating-Dream Zubera numbers 5 through 7. There probably should be 4 Mulldrifter. This is my first time running this deck, so I'm just trying 3, but I think you might want all 4. And basically this works with the Supernatural Stamina and Undying Evil to draw you 4 cards as well. So if your hand's like not too good, or you're looking for more combo pieces, basically you evoke this, play Undying Evil, and you should just refill your hand. And that's pretty nice. Also, you can sacrifice it to the altar. So that's kind of the main how the deck works. Lotus Petal is just there to filter mana. We have 4 Peat Bog, which probably most people have not seen, but it's a land that taps for double black. So turn 1 Peat Bog into Swamp lets you play a turn 2 Ashnod's Altar, sets you up for a turn 3 kill. Dimir Aqueduct really works well with the Peat Bog if you're like tapping your lands. This also lets you go off from very few lands. This is a deck that benefits very much from the London Mulligan. So you're going to be mulliganing pretty aggressively to find like a Ashnod's Altar plus Zubera or Mulldrifter or something. So this lets you go to like a pretty low land count and still get up to 3 mana. So I like that. And those are the rituals. I think maybe in the future adding a Cabal ritual could be good, but we'll get to that later. The sideboard, again, this deck is like many other the combo decks in Pauper. There's not much room for sideboarding. So I don't know how often you're going to be bringing any of these cards in. The only one that I think is pretty important is Bloodthrone Vampire. And this card probably seems out of place because it's worse than Viscera Seer. But this card is in because it's a 2-drop. So you can tutor it with Shred Memory pretty easily. This comes in if you think your opponent's going to be bringing in Artifact Hate. So that, you know, Ashnod's Altar is less reliable. So Bloodthrone Vampire basically just gives you another sack outlet. Because if you have no way to kill this card, it's pretty bad. Duress is for like decks that have a bunch of counter spells. Innocent Blood is actually kind of nice. It's a sacrifice enabler. And, you know, it's really good against like Boggles or like Atog. There's some new decks out that just play Atog and like try and fling him. So there's that. Ashen-Skin Zubera makes your opponent discard. And Moment's Peace is a tutorable fog. And then Gleaming Barrier I think is kind of sweet. It's basically a replacement for Prismite against like the Stompy decks. Because it blocks a bunch and then you can like sacrifice the Ashnod's Altar to make tokens. Don't know if it's good, but we're going to try it. Probably won't end up bringing it in, but again, it's like I have a sideboard, so I might as well fill it with something. So that's the deck, and let's see how it goes. See you guys round 1. All right, we were playing against, I don't even know how to say that. We're going first. That is a name. So we have 3 Dark Rituals and a Mulldrifter and blue mana and a Prismite. See, the problem with this hand is we need to use the blue mana to actually cast a Dark Ritual. I think we got a mulligan. We can do better, yeah. Like, this hand is, we actually just have everything, so let's keep. I'm going to put back the Undying Evil, I guess, because we have 2 of them. Yeah, this deck takes such good advantage of the London Mulligan. Like, can you imagine this hand without the London Mulligan? Shred Memory would be on top. Like, it would be okay, but then we would have three like Undying Evils and stuff, and that's just not great. Oh, we're playing against Boggles. Okay, so Boggles is definitely a matchup where the... Oh, this art is taking forever to load. Boggles is definitely a matchup where the Innocent Blood should come in. Normally, I don't think sideboarding is great, but being able just to kill one creature they put a bunch of stuff on... Oh, maybe it's not. Interesting. Just playing some Abundant Growth for value. So, if you want my opinion, personally, I feel like these like core Skyfisher decks are just not amazing. Like, I don't know, they keep winning, but I see them everywhere, and it's like, you play, you know, you spend 1 mana to play an Astrolabe, you draw a card, you play a core Skyfisher. But there's just so much more powerful stuff you can be doing in Pauper than this, in my opinion. Again, not an expert, and I'm sure they're winning more than me, but as far as like fun goes, I don't know. I feel like there's more fun you can have like doing this. Okay, we got Dimir Aqueduct. I really would like to hit a Zubera here. So we can play the altar, and then if we top deck well, we can just go off. I kind of like that better because we're going to spend 3 mana either way. This one has a much higher upside. And I'm going to play the Aqueduct, I guess, because it gains us a bit more life. But these tap lands are really coming back to hurt us. Penumbra Spider, I like it. See? Look at what we did. It didn't even load the artwork, but now we can kind of go off. So I'm just going to use both of the blue mana here, and we're going to double Supernatural Stamina. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play this. We're going to give this Undying. We're going to sacrifice this. We're going to delay the card draw trigger. It comes back. We're going to give it Undying again. Then we sacrifice it again. And then we return it. And then we sacrifice it a 3rd time. We draw 9 cards. Wow. So I can get a Prismite, Swamp, Dark Ritual, Shred Memory for Prismite. Prismite can filter to blue. Add blue. You can keep going off here, play another Zubera. Give this one Undying. Sacrifice it. Bring it back. So now we're going to draw 8 cards. More than 8. Way more than 8. Alright, let's add some black. Dark Ritual. Unearth Zubera. And do the same thing. We were actually kind of close to decking ourselves, but this is kind of sweet. Delay the draw. This comes back. Do it again. Okay, the green Zubera plus Grim Harvest is infinite. So let's add green. Play you. Sacrifice you. Get a bunch of stuff. Woo! Killing all of these guys. So we actually don't really need to go that far infinite. I think we can probably just kill them right now. 21 mana. Yeah, we can Dark Ritual like twice. Do we even have the... Oh, we have the red guy in hand. Yeah, let's just kill them. So yeah, you could, for those who don't know, Grim Harvest plus the green Zubera is infinite mana. If you have enough triggers, and then you could just use that to kill them, but we are just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Stamina on this. Attack this. Comes back. Goes to the face. I think I need to do this twice. Comes back, goes to the face, sack this again, go to the face. That's how you do it. Boom, all right, begin sideboarding. Yeah, I don't think there's any need to sideboard. I don't want to dilute my deck. So the only reason I think that you sideboard when you're playing a combo deck is like either their kill is faster, which maybe Boggles isn't even faster, or you can't win. Like if your opponent has like 5 Smash to Smithereens, and you just needed Duress to make sure your Ashnod's Altar is going to survive, then maybe you do that, but otherwise I really would try not to sideboard if possible. Alright, so we're on the draw. Do I like this hand? Not really. It's got 2 Zuberas, but it doesn't have enough mana. This hand's good. It has a bunch of mana. It's basically 1 Ashnod's Altar away from going off. And I feel like we can just get rid of this Lotus Petal? Sure. Because like the rest of the lands tap for a ton of mana. And like 1 Dimir Aqueduct just lets us go off. Okay, that's a lot of Undying Evil. Let's start with the Backwater. That one's better to return from an Aqueduct, like if you don't know what's going on, because the 1 life could matter. That is a very interesting card to include. I don't think they realized that I literally have infinite mana. Let's play a Peat Bog, pass turn. Right, that's not a card you main deck, that's definitely a sideboard card. Okay. Our deck, Ashnod's Altar. Another Unearth. I think we might have to cycle that one. Let's play the Peat Bog and pass. Yeah, it really hurts to burn a Peat Bog counter to cycle Unearth, but we're basically kind of all into drawing Ashnod's Altar, or what is this? Oh, this explains a lot. Okay. So they're probably playing Tribal Flames as well, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so let's cycle this. Okay, Prismite's a good start. Altar. That's something else. Well, I think we just gotta wait until next turn. Mulldrifter is also a good draw because we can evoke Mulldrifter and then Undying Evil it with the evoke trigger on the stack. And that draws 4. And drawing 4 should get us into like either lands or a sack outlet or something like that. I feel like the Riders would be better if Abundant Growth gave it all land types. But I'm dying to it, so I can appreciate it. And I actually cannot sacrifice the Peat Bog here because I need all the mana. Grim Harvest. Okay, well, I think we're kind of at the point now where we just play the Zubera and hope. Pass turn. That's just way too many Unearths. So I can go Undying Evil here and block the Riders. Oh. Yep. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We dead. Right, on to game 3. Guess that's how it happens. We're still gonna run it back. Sorcery speed removal generally is not good against us. Alright, we're gonna go first. Double Aqueduct, no! Alright, we have Mulldrifter. Let's keep this. And I think I get rid of the Peat Bog, because this is 3 mana, and if we really want to, we can Dark Ritual into it. Yeah, that makes sense to me. You don't want too many tapped lands. Yep. Always with the turn 1 Abundant Growth, man. Okay, so I suppose we could just do it this turn, right? Dark Ritual is 3. Yeah, let's do it. 4. Evoke. Draw 2. Supernatural Stamina. Draw 2. There you go. So next turn we can Shred Memory for a Zubera. Ah, the old Relic. People really like bringing in Relic against me. And it's good, but it doesn't solve all the problems. But I guess it's better than nothing. Well, let's attack for 2. And then I don't really want to run out Ashnod's Altar. So I think I just go Swamp into Shred Memory for a Zubera. Right, I don't want Exhume. Yeah. There are many times when I like Shred Memory and I'm like, oh man, I could get a Shred Memory. And then I realize how bad of a play that is. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. Doesn't really matter. All we gotta do is catch them when they're tapped out. Bone Splitter. Okay. I would love to win a game on the back of anemic Mulldrifter beatdowns. So let's just let that be a thing. I feel like they're considering burning this. If it's a 2-mana burn spell, we're going to Undying Evil it. Okay. And then we're going to play the Altar. And a Peat Bog. Because next turn we're going to have a lot of mana. And we could go for it. Grudge is a problem. So after this game, we have to bring in Bloodthrone Vampire for sure. This deck does not play through Hate very well. Grudge and Relic are pretty problematic. But we might just win on Mulldrifter beatdown. You never know. Okay. That card's pretty problematic. Well, we hit for 2. Play Dismal Backwater. I kind of want to force our opponent to pop the Relic now. So we're going to go for Undying Evil on Mulldrifter. Depending on what we draw. Yeah, might as well. Yeah, so they want to crack it right now. Which they do, good place. Okay, so now the coast is clear for us to go off with the Zubera if we can find an Ashnod's Altar. And because the Relic of their Ancient Grudge is gone too. That's kind of a risk you run when you run these 2 cards together. So any Ashnod's Altar off the top can just do it. And at this point, I feel like we need to start like chumping with the Zubera. Because 7 damage is a lot. That's a big boy. Prismite. I could like triple block, but I feel like just blocking with this is better. And I'm just gonna hold everything back because I can Grim Harvest the Mulldrifter if it dies. In which case I probably should just play Prismite. Okay, I guess I have 6th. But it doesn't really matter because holding up this and this seem good to me. Yep. Sweet. If they're just not gonna attack, that's real good for me. So let's just play Prismite and pass. I should start cycling these Unearths, but I didn't feel the need at the time. Journey to Nowhere, targeting probably the Zubera. Okay. Oh, I see. They just start attacking in the air. Good beats. Well, 1 sacrifice outlet from winning, which just seems to be the theme. Tribal Flames are faced. You have 2 Tribal Flames? I don't like that. Alright, deck. There we go. Ashnod's Altar. Black, that. Play the Altar. They don't have enough mana for Grudge. I think we're doing it. Undying Evil. Here. Lightning Bolt in response. Okay. Sacrifice this for mana and a card. Now we Unearth. We get 2 cards. Now we Unearth. Now we can Undying Evil, adding black. This is the resiliency of the deck, man. Sacrifice it. Yeah, Undying first. They trigger backwards. Undying Evil versus Supernatural Stamina. The triggers show up in opposite orders and it's very confusing. But we draw a bunch now. Wow. We almost whiffed, but That is a lot of Lotus Petals. So crack this for black, or Grim Harvest on the Zubera. Add blue. I guess I could just play Island. Blue for Zubera. Add black. Stamina. Sacrifice it. And I'm just gonna let Grim Harvest go away, I think. I think mana is our shortest thing right now, so return it. Add black. Stamina. Sacrifice it. Gosh, this is hard. Okay, return it tapped. Okay. Sacrifice it one more time. Draw a bunch. Yeah, I think I can just let Grim Harvest die. We're almost decking ourselves here. We're down to 8 cards. Alright, let's add black. This is amazing. Alright, Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. And we could just kill them with this guy. So let's do that. Add red. Play you. Undying Evil on you. Sacrifice you. Undying. Sacrifice you. Undying. There you go. That's how you do it. We win. Alright, see you guys next round. Alright, we're going first against Logaromil. I don't know why I try and say people's names. We're gonna go first. So this deck mulligans pretty well. Let's see, we have 2 Floating-Dream Zuberas, which is kind of nice. But the combo pieces we have are pretty bad. So I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, this hand is a lot better because we can actually cast the Zuberas. And we have Dark Ritual. So basically if we draw a single Ashnod's Altar, we can just go off. And Mulldrifter plus these guys should help us find it. So I'm going to keep this and put back Lotus Petal. So put this back. Lotus Petal's good to like draw into, but in your opening hand it's not amazing. And this hand's a little slow, but the power of Dimir Aqueduct is being shown here. Of course it's burn. Interesting. So I can go Swamp into Zubera. I kind of like that. That can block, and then next turn we can play another Zubera, and we can Aqueduct back the Swamp. And then we should have enough mana to do everything. Okay, Thermal Alchemist. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Supernatural Stamina. Okay, so we are just a discard outlet away from getting there. Yeah, we're just going to go Zubera. I don't think I want to return the Backwater. We can gain 1 life that way, but I think just having the untapped land is more important. Because then if we draw Ashnod's Altar, we can go like Altar, Stamina on Zubera past turn. Sure. So all this incremental damage doesn't matter too much as long as we can draw Ashnod's Altar. Mulldrifter. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. So I think we're going to evoke Mulldrifter and Supernatural Stamina it. I don't think I'm going to die next turn. So I think this is pretty safe. And we can also see what we're drawing to decide if I want to Dark Ritual into Stamina or not. So we're going to draw like this. You draw 2. Yeah, so I could Dark Ritual, but I think a single Stamina is fine here. So what this does is it basically brings back Mulldrifter. We draw 2 more cards, and then it's a permanent creature in play. They're going to bolt it? Or my face? Okay. Well, Mulldrifter gained a bunch of life that way at least. And I guess we attack for 1. I want to be able to block if they play the hasty 2/2 creature. Maybe I should have kept both back. Yeah, because the incremental damage really doesn't matter. Alright, deck. Ashnod's Altar. Shred Memory. Okay, well I think we go for the same play as last turn. So let's draw 2. Now that we have 2 Dark Rituals, I think I would like to Dark Ritual here. Supernatural Stamina you. And let's hit an Altar. Unearth Lotus Petal. I think I'm just going to go Lotus Petal, Cycle, Shred Memory. What am I going to find though? I really just need a sack outlet. Yeah, let's transmute Shred Memory. Or I guess I could also cycle Unearth. You know what? I'm just going to cycle this. Undying Evil. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's play Lotus Petal. And that way if they kill our Zubera, we can kind of draw a bunch of cards that way. Play the Peat Bog, pass turn. We might be dead. They're down to 2 cards left, and we're taking at least 3 next turn, so they have to do 9 damage. Alright, come on, deck. Give us the goods. We take 2. There we go. There's the altar. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's just start here. Play Ashnod's altar. I guess I might as well Dark Ritual, just so I have more mana out. Play the altar. Sweet. So let's start off by casting Undying Evil on a Zubera. Or, no, we sacrifice 1. That's on the trigger. Then we Undying Evil this one. Okay, I imagine they're going to kill it. Fire Blast targeting that. That seems pretty good for us. So, right, that's targeting the Zubera. So we're going to sacrifice this to the altar. So we gain the mana at least. Draw 2. Fire Blast fizzles. No Undying. Then we draw 2 again. Okay, now we have a Prismite, which is pretty good. Let's go ahead and... Opponent's down to 1 card in hand. Let's go ahead and sacrifice the Mulldrifter. Cast this. Add green. Play this Zubera. Sacrifice. I guess I might as well play Unearth now. So we unearth the other Zubera. And now we sacrifice both of them. So we draw a bunch. We get a bunch of mana. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get there. Dark Ritual. Sacrifice all these. Add blue. Draw a bunch of cards. Nice. Add blue. Undying Evil. Yes, we win! They didn't even need to see the win con. That was so sweet. Okay. So we just beat mono red going off. The question is, do we really have any sideboard against them? Innocent Blood is probably pretty good. It's a kill spell that also gives us a sack outlet. And it deals with some of their guys. I think I only bring in 2. Yeah, and what do I cut? Probably Exhume is pretty bad if we're running Innocent Blood, so let's not do that. And then, what else is bad? I guess I'm gonna cut 1 copy. No, this card's so good. I don't think I can side that out. Maybe I cut 1 Lotus Petal, because we usually mulligan those away anyway. Alright, I'm good with that. Yeah, this hand's good. Oh, maybe we should bring in Duress in case our opponent has artifact destruction, but like Smash to Smithereens could kind of get us. I think we can play around it if we just play kind of smart and like only show the Ashnod's altar when they're tapped out or something. Take more. Okay. We're going to be playing this one a little slow, so I'm going to Aqueduct the Backwater. Go. Oh gosh, I have to discard? That's pretty bad. I should have played Lotus Petal out there. Alright. Yeah, that was a mistake. This should be in play is all. So now is a good time for Innocent Blood. Okay. Like I said, I don't really want to run out Ashnod's altar, so I'm just going to play the Backwater. I could have ran out Swamp to shred memory for a Zubera. Rift Bolt, okay. They're down to 1 card. Can I just do it all here? I can go Ritual, and I'll have 7 mana. I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so this puts me down to 10. Then the Rift Bolt puts me down to 7. This puts me down to 6, 5. So basically any burn spell off the top kills me. Right now I can go Swamp, Ritual, and that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can go, I think I can go for it. Hang on. So we play Swamp, we Dark Ritual, and then we Dark Ritual. We have 5 black. We transmute for shred memory, we go down to 2 mana. We use 1 and 1 to play the Zubera, we're down to 0. And then we have 3 to play Ashnod's altar plus Lotus Petal to play Undying Evil. And then we end up with 2 mana. No, we have 4 colorless mana. It's probably just better to go for it right now, I think. So let's do that. Swamp, Ritual. Transmute. Zubera. Let's go ahead and play out the Lotus Petal. Play the Zubera. Play Ashnod's altar. Undying Evil. And now they have to burn it if they want to try and get me here. Oh, that was pretty bad. So I should have gone Undying Evil, let that resolve. Yeah, that's a pretty good last card to have in hand for them. So now I think we just... No, we don't just die. And we can unearth... Okay, I can pass. We can unearth the Zubera and still draw a Ashnod's Altar. I mean, most of their top decks kill us, but... Alright, that is game. Okay, so game 3. I don't know if Innocent Blood is worth it. I feel like Duress is probably more important. Just like stopping them from smash to smithereensing us is pretty good. And then the rest of the deck is like pretty standard. Maybe Grim Harvest. No, that lets us go off without many resources. I'll cut Grim Harvest for another Duress. As shocking as it is, our deck seems to be faster than theirs. Let's go first. We got Peat Bog into Mulldrifter. Okay. Hopefully we can find a bounce land so that after we activate Peat Bog, we have something to do. Yep, Rift Bolt seems good. Ooh, Stamina. So if I draw one land, I can then Stamina the Mulldrifter. That seems pretty good. So this turn I can just play a Floating-Dream Zubera. Maybe I just evoke the Mulldrifter anyway. I can draw more. Okay, that seems fine to me. Opponent appears to be stuck on mana. Well, not anymore. That's a pretty good start, actually. Okay, I can go Swamp, play this Zubera. Pass turn. Yep. So I think I do have to block and Stamina here. It prevents quite a bit of damage, actually. There's our Lotus Petal. So we kind of just need an Ashnod's Altar now. Duress. I like Duress quite a bit. That can stop a lot of damage. Let's do that. Double smash to smithereens. Pyroblast. Okay. Yeah, opponent came prepared with the sideboard here. I'm not super worried about Pyroblast. They can kill my Zubera, but that's not bad. Lava Spike is like basically every card, so we take smash and then just pass turn. I think I just have to block with the Zubera just to gain life. Also draw a card. Okay, that's pretty good. Lava Spike me down to 9. So we have a Backwater. So they have a Pyroblast that can kill the Zubera. Let's play Dismal Backwater. And I can go Lotus Petal into Unearth Floating-Dream Zubera. And that lets me hold up Supernatural Stamina. Or I can just wait a turn. Because they're not going to be tapping out for anything, right? They have Pyroblast, Smash, and one unknown. I think I go Lotus Petal, Ember-Fist Zubera. And then that can block and trade for the Lava Runner. Pass turn. And then we just need to get Smash to Smithereens out of their hand. Chain Lightning me. So I know there are 2 cards in hand. That's good. Unearth is also good. So I can unearth the Zubera. Or I can shred memory to find another Zubera. I feel like Unearth is probably better here. No, this is way more expensive. And this makes next turn much better too. Yeah, let's get another Zubera. Pass turn. That's a pretty good draw. Mulldrifter. Okay, so we are going down pretty quick. Let's play the Floating Dream. And pass turn, holding up Supernatural Stamina. Yeah, I think we might be dying here. Because even if we draw Ashnod's Altar, we just don't have a sack outlet. Yeah, if we'd hit a land, that would have been way better. Okay, I guess I evoke Mulldrifter. They probably counter this with Pyroblast. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's hit some lands. That is a land. It also is a land that gains life, which is pretty good. With a Backwater. Still no attacks. Yeah, I don't know how we're winning this one. We go down to 7. Pretty much any burn spell kills us. So next turn, I think we just have to go for it. We need to hit Duress, so we need to like cycle Unearth to find a second Duress to take a smash. Oh, or we're just dead. Man. Yeah, and then they Pyroblast the Zubera and hit us for the last one. Good games, opponent, good games. Alright, see you guys next round. Alright, playing against Moss Kirin. Let's go first. This hand has a lot of combo potential. If we draw a Mulldrifter, it's good. If we draw a Zubera, we need another sack outlet. I think I'm gonna keep though. It's like, it does most everything we could ask a hand to do. And we're gonna lead on Dismal Backwater. Peat Bog's good, but a lot of our 2-drops, we'd like to be able to play without sacrificing lands. Exhume, that was probably the last draw I wanted. I'm gonna play Peat Bog and pass turn. Opponent does nothing, okay. There's an altar. Yeah, let's play it. I don't want it getting Duressed, and mono black probably has no interaction, so any creature we draw, we could just go off now. Come on, deck, Zubera off the top. That does get us a Zubera, so Dark Ritual can get it. We're only gonna have 1 mana, but then we can hit a land, so we might as well just go for it. Dark Ritual, Shred Memory, grabbing Zubera, play said Zubera, stamina the Zubera. Sweet. Alright, so when it dies, bring it back. So we want that to happen before we draw cards. So the way you do is you stack the triggers so that you stack it twice, and now you draw 4. And we hit a swamp. And now we can go swamp. And I think I'm just going to play Exhume. They don't have any cards in their graveyard. And we could just like start off next turn with Unearth anyway. Sack this to draw more cards. Okay, so that's kind of where our journey ends. For now, we could cycle Unearth and try and hit, you know what, I'm gonna cycle 1. If we hit a Lotus Petal or something, like that Lotus Petal. So with this Lotus Petal, I think I'm gonna, what color do I want to add? Probably blue, just to recast another one. No, I'm gonna add black and cast Unearth. Yeah, I'll go for Unearth. Get another one. Draw a whole bunch. Okay, so I can cycle Unearth. That seems worth it. I still have good hits. Prismite, another Lotus Petal, not a Backwater. Alright, so we whiffed, but that's okay. We can pass turn discarding these lands and just go off the following turn. And our opponent is mono black, do nothing, so. In fact, we could just this turn tap out for Shred Memory, do nothing else except play a Prismite. Like, we're not dying anytime soon. Yeah, let's play it a little slow. Let's grab a Prismite. Pass turn. So they grab a land. What are they, like, mono black ramp? Okay, so we need to be wary of our opponent having the card Defile. That's really the only thing I see here that could cause trouble. They didn't play Pestilence. Interesting. So let's start out with Unearth on this Zubera. Then we play a second Zubera. Sacrifice this Zubera. Play black, cast Undying Evil on this one. Sacrifice this one. Trigger it like this, so this comes back. Sacrifice it again. So we're going to draw 9 cards. There you go. So now we're going to go Lotus Petal. Play Prismite. Add black. Dark Ritual. We're going to add green. Play this guy. Sacrifice him to add a bunch of mana. I think now we add blue. I guess I could just play an island. Evoke Mulldrifter. Draw 2. Mulldrifter Prismite. I kind of want to save the stamina for Zubera. So let's just sack this. Evoke another Mulldrifter. This is so much fun. Okay. Go. Evoke. Draw 2. Now we can Dark Ritual. And I think Ember-Fist Zubera should just be lethal. So let's sack it. Let's Shred Memory. Let's go for the infinite mana combo first because it's kind of sweet. So we get Grim Harvest. We play Grim Harvest on Dripping-Tongue Zubera. We add green. We play the Dripping-Tongue Zubera. Sacrifice it. And these come back. I can pay for it. Yeah, so pay. Yes. Sack all these to get a bunch of mana. Add black. Grim Harvest, get back the Zubera. Add green. Play the Zubera. This not only adds like storm count and stuff. Oh, I want to add black. That way I don't have to deal with all these triggers. This goes infinite very quickly. It seems like it would take a long time, but it does not. Pay, yes. Sack all these. So yeah, you get infinite mana this way. With Prismite, it's infinite mana of any color. This is probably just enough for us to kill them, so let's add black. Yeah, you could keep going and like draw your whole deck, but then red. Play you. Supernatural Stamina you. Sacrifice you. Bring it back. Go to the face. And that's just lethal to the face. Boom! Yeah, I was definitely counting. Okay, so sideboarding. They're mono black. I could bring in Duress, but I almost feel like bringing in Duress. I guess if they get out Pestilence, that's pretty bad. So I can bring in 2 Duress, and I'm gonna cut a Lotus Petal. Maybe just 2 Lotus Petals, and we play it like more slowly. Because I need all of this. All right, I'll just cut 2 Lotus Petals for 2 Duress. Just to like, you know, you just want like 1 Duress when you're going off to make sure the coast is clear. Wow. This hand... Wait, they put me on the play? What? No, they're on the play. Okay. On the draw, I think this hand's a keep. We have a lot of lands that tap for extra mana, and this hand can just go off. Everyone bringing in Relic against me. It does some, but not a lot. Like, it doesn't do everything you think it should. Oh. Okay. Fortunately, it's non-land. They can take a Dark Ritual, maybe? Honestly, if we draw Ashnod's Altar, we might just be able to go off this turn. Oh, that was a good pick. Okay. And it's exiled. Yeah. I like Peat Bog. Yeah, so our hand's pretty slow now. I could save Duress for when we're trying to combo off, but I think I want to stop them from doing proactive stuff. Corrupt? Oh, they're like corrupt aggro. They're really far away from that, so let's take Defile and leave them with nothing. We'll just play this slow. No real reason to go fast. Swamp, hit our Duress. That's a really good top deck. In fact, I think it is the best possible top deck. So can we get the best possible top deck? What would our best possible top deck be? Maybe like a Mulldrifter. Probably a Mulldrifter. Not that. It's definitely not that. Go. How did they scry? 1 bottom, 1 top. Yep. So that's all the lands. Shred Memory. I feel like burning a Dark Ritual is actually better than this Peat Bog. So let's go Dark Ritual. Shred Memory. Sure, exile that. What do we get? I feel like it's gotta be Floating-Dream Zubera. That way Ashnod's Altar is just like insta-win. Sure. Pass turn. Goodbye Dark Ritual. Holy cow. I don't want this many Dark Rituals. Why? I just want lands. Land. Okay, that is a land. Now we just need to draw like... Problem is Ashnod's Altar still doesn't really do it because they just exile our Zubera in response. Oh no. That's really bad. No! Oh! Why me, man? Why does this happen? Alright, let's play Lotus Petal and pass turn. Yeah, alright, I'm back on it. Relic's pretty good against us. Corrupt me. Down to 12. That's not nothing. Alright. Duress it is. Consume. Okay. Go. This is so boring. The opponent just has swamps. And we have literally nothing. Goodbye, Duress. Alright, I'm gonna put the Zubera into play because they've shown literally nothing. And we could try and get them with like a supernatural stamina. More lands. 2 damage to each creature and each player. Okay, so we are going to tap a Peat Bog or just crack Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal can help us cast a green Zubera. Yeah, we have like infinite black mana, so we'll tap that and go with Undying Evil. So they can crack Relic after this dies if they want. But then we can just go off. So like this seems pretty bad for them to just, okay. Alright, well now Mulldrifter is a very good card. Peat Bog is not. No. Oh man. You got it. You can look at my beautiful, beautiful hand. Alright, deck. We want Mulldrifter off the top. No! That's so many! What is going on? I've drawn 20 cards and all of it is just mana. That's insane. Sign in Blood targeting... I feel like they could have signed in Blood targeting me and killed me with like Evankar's Justice, but... another Relic? Okay. Corrupt. We did. We super did. Okay, so... opponents bring in Relics. I can't really get around that. I like Duress against them, but I don't want too many Duress, so we're just going to keep it the same. Alright, we're going to go first. We got to just outrace them. This is not an outracing hand. This can be. I think I keep this, and I just get rid of the redundant Ashnod's Altar. And then we just go turn 1 Ashnod's Altar. That way they can't discard it from our hand. They can take Prismite, but that's okay. Then we have some manas. Sweet. Go. So yeah, now Mulldrifter is a great draw again, as expected. So they take Prismite, I assume. Yeah. This is surprisingly a tough matchup. I mean, opponent just has a bunch of discard, graveyard hate, and removal. I mean, that's all you really need against this deck. Unearth. So I can unearth a Pestermite, or a Prismite, but I think it's better just to wait. So we'll just play an Aqueduct. Yep, sure. Oh my gosh, if I lose to this, I'm gonna be so sad. No! We have 4 Zuberas, 3 Mulldrifters, and 4 Tutors. So 11 out of the 50 cards in our deck are great. Now I feel like I do just have to unearth this Prismite. Okay, I can shred memory for a Zubera. Yeah. Then I can play said Zubera. I think I can just do this and pass. I'm not gonna die right away. So I can draw, I can't even draw 4 cards. I'm just gonna pass. I want the mana. Okay, let's sacrifice it to draw. So, with double Unearth, unless they have a Relic, I think we're in good shape. And they haven't had a Relic so far, so I'm just gonna let the mana die. Okay, sweet. Let's go Swamp, Unearth, this Prismite. I'm sorry, what are you playing? How do I beat this? Oh my god. Okay, you're playing Shadow Feed in your deck alongside Relics. That is a sequence of things that just happened. Goodness. Alright, well let's unearth this one. Do you have another Shadow Fiend? Again, we're gonna wait. Because if we get any like Lotus Petals or Prismites, that actually might be better for us. Lotus Petal or Prismite or stuff lets us put these into play. And then sacrificing these triggers more Zubera deaths, so then we can draw cards off this. But like, I don't think I can beat the Shadow Feed Distress Relic deck. Doesn't really matter how they kill us. Our deck is not built to handle all of this. And they take the worst Zubera. Okay. We take 5. Puts us down to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did they play a land? They did. Okay. So I cannot die. Alright, let's see what we got. Good cards. Alright, Exhume kind of works. Grim Harvest also works. I'm going to go with Grim Harvest. Blue. Sacrifice this. Trigger Grim Harvest, but I want to draw first. Okay. Now we play Exhume because it's cheaper. Oh, no, we can go Lotus Petal. Wait, I can get infinite mana, I think. Yeah, I can go Lotus Petal and green. Okay, green this to play Dripping-Tongue Zubera. We Exhume. Oh, I need a Prismite. Right. So we can go We have to sacrifice this. There's no way around it, I don't think. Sacrifice this. And now we can use this black to Grim Harvest the Zubera again. Play the Zubera. Yeah, so we just have to hit Prismite. And draw cards, see if we get more black mana. Gosh. I think, did we play land? Lost Karen, Ganon CD. I did not play a land, so I think drawing 5 cards is likely to hit us a swamp. So I'm just going to let this exile. Right, now we could just play Exhume. Get you back. And yeah, we're going to draw 5 cards, so. Okay, good. Well, it's still not guaranteed, but swamp we can unearth. Sacrifice this, draw 6. We really did not hit a Prismite in 27 cards. That's kind of gross. And now we just die to a Corrupt. No Prismite, no Lotus Petals. I guess there is a cost to putting in. These Duresses should have been Lotus Petals. So this is kind of a reason why I hate sideboarding in combo decks. If we had Lotus Petal, we would have won. But we just don't have any colored mana. That's kind of unreal. Well, we'll play Ashnod's Altar. And pass turn. Gross. Discarding this. This. One of these. This. And Shred Memory helps find our Prismite, so I kind of need that. But we should be able to just draw it, so I'm going to discard that. Corrupt kills us. Unfortunate, man. That also kills us. Well, that's a good start, though. Showing you guys what the deck is supposed to do and gives you a good idea of why I think sideboarding in combo decks is just bad. See you guys round 2. Alright, we were playing against Frozen Cactus and we're on the play. Let's do it. So we have Floating-Dream Zubera and Unearth, double Shred Memory. So we don't have Ashnod's Altar, and these cards are kind of dead. I think this is going to be a mulligan, actually. This hand seems better, but it's still kind of sketchy. I can put back the Dripping-Tongue Zubera and then like evoke Mulldrifter to try and hit a land. Like, Dark Ritual plus Lotus Petal is 4 mana. Okay, I'm gonna keep. If I hit any of my supernatural staminas, I could just go off. I'm going to put this guy on the bottom, I think. He's the least useful, because Prismite lets us go infinite, basically. And I don't see a reason to not go for this right now. Right, so we go up to 4 mana. If Mulldrifter... we can wait. We can wait 1 turn. That way we're 1 card deeper into our deck, so that the odds of hitting supernatural stamina are much higher. Also against Affinity, we need to be quick, but not like incredibly quick. Another Floating-Dream Zubera. Alright, we're gonna go for it now, because I need to hit lands anyway. And we have 8 in the deck, so like, it's not impossible. So we draw 2 and then it dies. Stamina. Undying Evil. There we go. So we got a 3/3 flyer on turn 2. Hopefully we hit a land. Ooh, perfect. So now we can play the Aqueduct. And that's how you do it. Frogmite into Mirror Enforcer, maybe? Okay, I'm just going to keep back Mulldrifter to block the Frogmite. And we're going to go Zubera, Dismal Backwater, pass turn. I suppose we could double block the Carapace Forger. That's not the worst plan. Yeah, let's do that. If they have Galvanic Blast, we're still trading 1 for 1, and if they don't, we just get so much value. Interesting that they killed the one that draws me a card. But you got it. Don't love this. If Unearth could hit Mulldrifter, this deck would be a lot spicier. As it currently stands, I can go like Dismal Backwater. Well, I think I play this for sure. Play Dismal Backwater, and I pass turn. Oh, I could Unearth. Actually, yeah, Unearth is kind of nice because then I can, if they attack, I can double block, and then I draw 4 cards. Okay. They could assign all the combat damage to 1. Maybe I double block the Frogmite, just decrease their artifact count. That seems better, maybe. Yeah, because they could just do 4 damage to 1 of the creatures, and then, you know, we're kind of out of luck. I think I go for it. I don't think I'm going to get much better shot than this. So, I mean, they're tapped out. No, they have Springleaf Drum. I can wait a turn, but Atog basically one-shots me. I think we got to go for it here. Let's go Dark Ritual. Play a Zubera. Play the altar. Draw 4 cards. Mulldrifter's good. Okay. And that's why Mulldrifter's in the deck. Cast with Evoke. So we're going to draw 2 first. Add black, supernatural stamina this. And then sack it for more mana. That was a hard whiff. That was a hard whiff. Well, we gave it a good shot. I'm going to do that and then I guess play Lotus Petal and pass turn. And then we chump the Atog with Prismite. Alright, go ahead. So Atog can hit us for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So unfortunately we do have to chump him. That does mean we trade for an artifact, but it's just going to be Chromatic Star. Alright, deck. You know what you gotta give us. Still not dead next turn unless they top deck a Fling, but we need some type of card draw. That can do it. So Undying Evil can draw us 2. I mean, we attack first. There's a lot of things that can help us out. Exhume, any of our tutor effects. So we're just gonna go for it. Undying Evil. Yeah, I think that does it. So let's go black. We're very short on black mana is the one thing to be concerned about. Shred Memory. For Floating-Dream Zubera or a Grim Harvest. Can I go off with Prismite Grim Harvest? So Grim Harvest, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I play Grim Harvest. I don't think I can quite go off, so we're just gonna get this. Tap this, add some blue, black, supernatural stamina. Sacrifice this. So we gotta order the triggers properly. And we're gonna draw 4 cards. Prismite is a great draw. Holy cow. These draws have been so bad. What do I do now? I can shred memory for 2, but then I don't have any colored mana left. And then I don't have any tutor effects left. I can play Ember-Fist Zubera and shoot it at Atog to do a bunch of damage. I think no matter what this involves. So I can shred memory for 2, grab a Prismite, right? 1, 2, 3. And then I cannot play the Zubera. Alright, I guess we gotta play the Ember-Fist. That's unfortunate. Play another Ashnod's Altar. So we've had 2 Zuberas die, so this can hit for 3. That seems worse than just chump blocking, so go ahead. Next turn we can tutor up another Zubera. Our last... No, we've used all 4 Floating Dreams. Uh-oh. Right now I'm taking 12. I feel like keeping Ember-Fist alive is better. I need it for the additional card draw. We died of Galvanic Blast, but... we also died of Fling, or the Double Strike card. Yeah, alright. Well, we fought the good fight. We drew half our deck, but just like all the cards showed up in the wrong order. Alright, so on to sideboarding. What do we want here? Innocent Blood seems pretty good against them. Moment's Peace seems also pretty solid. Hard to cast. Honestly, I think pre-sideboard we're pretty good against them. Maybe I just bring in 1 Moment's Peace and I cut a Lotus Petal? Sure. Okay, we are gonna go first. This hand's pretty good. It's got Peat Bog. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Peat Bog into Dimir Aqueduct is like a bunch of mana. I'm gonna mulligan to 6. Okay. I imagine they have some type of like Ancient Grudge, which is gonna make this quite challenging. Relic. That's not as bad. That just shuts down Unearth, which I could just cycle right now. Yeah. Ooh, Lotus Petal. Okay, let's play the Aqueduct, get back Peat Bog. Go. So they exile Unearth. Basically, we just need to like not get caught with 0 cards in our graveyard, so they have to pop the full relic if they want to stop Zubera from unearthing. That is the tiniest notification I've ever seen. Springleaf Drum. Frogmite. Okay. It's not so scary just yet. So We can go Lotus Petal, Shred Memory for another Zubera. Yeah, I think Bloodthrone Vampire should probably be in the main deck. But I think just having this many Zuberas is good. And then play a Peat Bog and pass turn. Exile the Shred Memory. Atog is the problem. Maybe I should have gotten Moment's Peace, but that only buys me 2 turns. Okay, let's go Zubera. Kind of like playing a second Zubera that uses a lot of resources, but it seems like something we gotta do. Play the Backwater. Pass turn. Goodbye Lotus Petal. Alright, so now I'm gonna double block. This forces an artifact sacrifice, and if they don't order the damage correctly, I guess they can only sacrifice 1, and that saves it. There we go. So Lotus Petal. Alright, so let's start off with Unearth and see if they pop the relic. Huh. Alright, let's do it. Ritual. I can still go off here. So that resolves, then we ritual again. That is so weird they brought in Dispel. I guess Dispel makes sense. The benefit of playing decks like this is your opponents have no idea how to play against you, right? They've never seen this list before. They have no, like, they don't know what to counter. So it puts everyone on their back foot, and it really leads to opponent, like, misplays by the opponent. 3. So we play Ashnod's Altar. Sacrifice this. Sacrifice this. Okay. Let's evoke Mulldrifter. Draw 2 cards. So I can go for the Undying Evil, and then they exile my graveyard. I should have played Lotus Petal first, because I need double black to fight over this. I think I can still make it work, so let's give this... Yeah, them exiling my graveyard is a problem. We'll still try. Yeah, man, if I just had one more... No, because well, Grim Harvest would die, but at least I would be like, start next turn with the Zubera in hand instead of just nothing. Okay, they let that happen. I think they were looking up when to do this. So they sacrifice this now. And if they're smart, they pop the relic right now. Yeah. I think I just play Dripping-Tongue Zubera and get a bunch of creatures. Right, this gives 3 chump blockers. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're missing Prismite. Otherwise, we could get infinite 1/1s, but that's okay. Turn that and pass. Yeah, converting colorless to colored mana is hard in this deck sometimes, which is why Prismite is so important. Okay, let's... What do I even do here? We can double block Frogmite. And Etog can hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We block here too. We just gotta draw something good. Yeah. We might just die. I don't know, maybe I should have not killed the Frogmite. It just represented 4, 5, 6 damage. Yeah, I think we're dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15. So any artifact kills us. Yeah, we're dead. There's a very low likelihood of us surviving here. Oh. Okay. Well then. Alright, deck, give us the goods. That's kind of the goods. Let's go Zubera. Okay, we're back in it. Let's play Supernatural Stamina, because they burned the Galvanic Blast. Sacrifice this. Return to the battlefield. Sacrifice this. Draw 4. Dark Ritual really helps. Moment's Peace also really helps. So let's go Dark Ritual. Grim Harvest on you. Play the Zubera. Sacrifice the Zubera. Decide if we want to pay for Grim Harvest after we draw 3. So this is really, really hard. I think the answer is no, because I don't have any blue mana. So like this is just wasting black mana. I think Unearth is probably our best bet here. That draws 4. Otherwise I can Shred Memory. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna have 3 mana left. I can Shred Memory or a Prismite, but then I don't have enough mana to get there. So we have to use Unearth here. Okay. Okay, that happens. So, yep, sack this, draw some cards. And we got to get a Prismite somewhere. All right, deck. This is a very important Unearth right now. How are we still whiffing? We got Lotus Petals, we got Prismite, we just got lands. Right? Any untapped island. Okay, there we go. So, Prismite. Swamp. At blue. Yeah, I think we can actually do this. Let's play the Zubera. I don't know what opponent keeps doing. They keep tapping all their mana and then not doing anything. Oh, I see. Yeah, ATOG to try and draw an answer. You should have done that a long time ago, buddy. Are they gonna fling? No way. No! No! Well, this is only combat damage. Fling does 11. I have no way to gain life at instant speed. If I could have just played this. Alright, good games, opponent. That's unfortunate. We were so close. Ah! Okay, it makes sense why they didn't go for it. They were like waiting to kill me like as soon as I got there. I hope they didn't top deck the fling. Alright, see you guys next round. So, we're on the draw. This hand has Ashnod's Altar, but basically no mana. I still don't know which hands are better to keep. I feel like this hand is a mulligan. This hand has no land, so that's a mulligan. This hand has Dark Ritual, Stamina, Unearth, Evil. I think this is a keep. So I have to put back 2. I think I put back Stamina. And I think in this instance I like Peat Bog more than Dark Ritual. So we put back... Well, I'll just put back an island. Because this lets us go off really quickly, which is good. We have to draw a lot of moving pieces. Very Seer with artifacts. I'm intrigued. Let's see how they scryed. 1 bottom, 1 top. Okay. See? There you go. Let's go with Backwater. Into Peat Bog. Pass. If our opponent taps out, we're just going to evoke Mulldrifter, Undying Evil. This feels like a counterspell deck, but we're only taking 1, so like, no rush. Yeah, I don't want to run that into counterspell. Pass turn. Okay, I like them tapping low. I basically want them to like put a ninja into play. No. Stop. Stop not playing stuff. Okay. I can just cast a Zubera. I can test the waters. Spell Stutter Sprite. You got it. So now I can go Dark Ritual, Ashnod's Altar, Unearth. That seems pretty good actually. Pass turn. And now they have a lot to interact with. Yeah, 3-man Inspector's cool. Thoughtcast. I kind of like this brew. It's like a artifact snow fairies. They're just throwing in all the synergies here. Prismite. Okay, so let's evoke Mulldrifter. See if that gets countered. Okay. I think there's no time like the present to try and go off. So sacrifice this. We're gonna draw 4 cards. Sack it again. Stamina, Lotus Petal. We need Unearth. Shred Memory. Well, we have Mulldrifter plus Stamina. So we're gonna cast a Petal. This is gonna add... Oh, we can't quite do that, can we? I can play a Prismite. And then I can just evoke a Mulldrifter. But not... I can't do anything else. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait until next turn. Alright. Well, we kind of refilled our hand. Not really in any worry of dying anytime soon. Yeah, we're only taking 2. The problem is if our opponent's whole deck is just counter spells. Yep. Alright, so what do we want to hit? I think our best draw is a land. Because then I can like evoke or transmute Shred Memory. And that's not counterable. Undying Evil is pretty good too. We have 3 cards. The problem is we just don't have the mana to go off now. Right, I can evoke Mulldrifter, I lose my Lotus Petal, but I don't have enough mana to Undying Evil the Mulldrifter. So I can Shred Memory for another Zubera, but then we lose the Lotus Petal again. I think I do it. Transmute. I don't think you can counter Transmute. It's like, Counterspell doesn't work. So Yeah, Floating-Dream Zubera, pass turn. Yeah, and if one has counter spells, we're in trouble. Which they probably do because they're running Spell Stutter Sprite and Counterspell. We take it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and you have a ninja. Opponent played this well. Just holding up counterspells is kind of the way to beat this deck. Yep. Alright, if they have a counterspell, they have it. Alright, well, we're going for it. If they kill it or counter this, sure. Spell Stutter Sprite on the Undying Evil. Am I dead next turn? I can't sacrifice Prismite and filter it to black, unfortunately. So we're very dead next turn. I can sack this for 2 and hit exactly the card Unearth. And then maybe get somewhere off that. So let's do that. Oh, that's close. This might let me survive. We're going to add green. Sacrifice him. Play the Zubera. And then Zubera makes 2 blockers. Pass turn. I don't think I'm dead, but I might be. I block here, and I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I'm dead. What should I take here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I do have to block 2 of them. Alright, deck. If we draw a land and they have no counterspells, which, again, is very unlikely. Oh, they just bounced a Spell Stutter Sprite? Alright. Alright. Good games, opponent. Good games. Oh, that was just game 1. I don't know why I thought. Duress doesn't protect us against the fairies. So I think we just got to be really fast to beat this deck. And we'll go first. Okay. This hand is good and fast. Let's go Swamp. I'm playing Swamp because I probably want to evoke Mulldrifter next turn, depending on what happens. No, I kind of want to... Yeah, we'll wait. What did they scry? 1 top, 1 bottom, okay. Prismite. 1 board. And now I can start attacking. And if they Spell Stutter Sprite to block, then they're not countering my stuff. Play a Peat Bog. Pass turn. Take 1. Opponent's being very patient with their ninjutsu. There's the stamina. Okay. Can't really beat Counterspell. Maybe I can get them to use their Counterspell on the Zubera. Let's attack for 2. Because they can have Spell Stutter Sprite or Counterspell here to just get me. I think I'm going to try and... No, because this plays into Spell Stutter Sprite. I'm just going to wait. I don't know how I can, like, get out of this, but we're currently winning the race, so they have to tap out for something. Ninja on Fairy Seer would be pretty bad. Yeah, like if they miss a land here, that's one way we could come back. That's why you wait. Wow, I can't believe they're missing lands this long. So 1 top, 1 bottom. So definitely land on top of their library. And basically next turn is our turn to go off. So Ashnod's Altar would probably just win. Another Mulldrifter is not bad. So let's go Lotus Petal. I kind of want to use at least 1 Dark Ritual. Sack this for blue. Evoke Mulldrifter. Draw 2. There's the altar. So I could just let that one die and use the stamina to generate mana later. That seems better. Now we Dark Ritual. Play the altar. Oh, we're like just short again. Always missing something. So I can sack the Prismite. Right, I can filter this to blue and then sacrifice the Prismite. That's probably better because I could just shred memory for another one. So sacrifice, oh wait, I have to add blue. Sacrifice you. And let's see, we play Zubera. We supernatural stamina the Zubera. That seems better. Yeah, let's do that. You stamina this. Sacrifice it. And it comes back tapped. Sacrifice it again. Okay, Unearth. I believe, hopefully, we have enough mana to Unearth Prismite. So we Unearth Prismite with 5. I think we can get there. We add blue. This is kind of close. We play the Zubera. Sack this. Draw 3. Undying Evil. So we can add black. We play Exhume. We cannot filter for Undying Evil just yet, but we sacrifice this again, draw 4. Wow, we totally whiffed. But we're pretty set up for next turn. I can add black to Grim Harvest one of these Zuberas. And then we just pass and discard the tutor and the backup altar. That's quite the turn. Especially for having no blue mana. So now they definitely deploy a ninja, I assume. No. Raven Inspector. Well, I imagine we only have to beat one counterspell. That's a lot of Zuberas. Oh my gosh. So Grim Harvest is in our graveyard. I have to keep that in mind. We're not dying right away, so let's shred memory. I kind of like the Dripping-Tongue Zubera, because that can just give us a ton of mana. Then we play the Backwater and pass. So, as far as I'm aware, they can have at most 3 counterspells if it's like counterspell, Pyroblast. But this doesn't seem like the type of deck to run Pyroblast, so I think we just take it. Lotus Petal is also pretty good. So, what do we do here? I think I start with the Dripping-Tongue Zubera. Because drawing cards is more important than getting mana. Okay. Now we play Floating-Dream Zubera. This is an incredible amount of counterspells. Okay, we play our last Floating-Dream Zubera at blue. Play you. Go. Still not dead. Oh, I can block this 1/2. Ninjutsu, so they draw cards. We can only beat so many counterspells. And they just got back a Spell Stutter Sprite too, which is kind of gross. I'll start there. That's a good start, I think. That just snap resolves. Okay, let's go Undying Evil on the Zubera. Another Undying Evil on the Zubera. Another Undying Evil. Oh, they're tapped out, but I'm gonna clear the board state here. Another Undying Evil on the Zubera. Okay. Let's do it. Oh, I forgot about that. That's amazing. This is Undying. Sacrifice it again. So we draw 2. Unearth, Shred Memory. So I think I just let Grim Harvest die. Wait. I have Grim Harvest plus the other Zubera. And I can unearth that Zubera. I think I can actually get there. Hang on. Let's add black. Return this, yes. So we get that back, we draw more cards. And we already returned it, so no. And now we unearth this guy. We play this one. We sacrifice them both in response to each other. Make a bunch of Zuberas, draw a bunch of cards. I think this is infinite. So we had black. And get this. Add green. Play you. Play Lotus Petal just in case. Sacrifice this. Add... oh, put this here. Add black. Yes. Sack all these. I think I do it one more time. Add black. Grim Harvest this back. Add green. Play you. Sack this. And so now we should have enough mana where I feel pretty comfortable going infinite here. Pay yes here. So we sack all these. Oh man, they didn't get to see it. I'll reveal my hand so they know. They asked what the combo was. It was a Ember-Fist Zubera infinite. Sweet, move to sideboard. Again, no sideboarding, just gonna run it back. Alright, so this is pretty important. We have a bunch of mana, Prismite, Undying Evil. We have a lot of the pieces, but not quite there. Opponent's a chatty Cathy over here. But already had infinite 1/1s. Yeah, but... yeah, exactly. Yeah, just explaining to my opponent all this. So, more fairies. I don't know how I'm beating this many counterspells, though. That's always kind of an issue. Okay, we're like one thing away. So we're gonna go Peat Bog into Prismite, bounce Peat Bog. Man, they're just going in on the ninja. I might just block the ninja with Prismite. Oh, no, I think we gotta stick to the original plan here of just Prismite, Aqueduct. Bounce this, go. They have Fairy Seer, probably Spellstutter Sprite too, which is a bit sad. But I don't mind trading. Oh, wow. Okay. Ashnod's altar off the top, and we can probably combo kill here. Come on, deck. Is there justice in the world? Ashnod's. Mulldrifter. That's probably worth going for. We go Swamp. Actually, we could just do it off this mana, but I want to play a Swamp. Then we go Dark Ritual. Add this, Evoke. Draw 2. I like Undying Evil because then it can block. So I should not have tapped my Swamp, because then I could be holding up Undying Evil for this. But that's okay. Pass turn. Discarding. I don't really need this yet. I could just unearth it later. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm going to play around Spellstutter Sprite and not Counterspell. We can beat Spellstutter Sprite, but we can never beat Counterspell. No! That's bad. That's really bad. Now we just have to top deck another altar. Yeah. In general, Journey to Nowhere seems not good against our deck. But backed up by Counterspells, when we have to go off at sorcery speed, it seems pretty solid. Do they scry? 2 on bottom, okay. That means there are no counterspells that they know of on top, at least. So we can still kind of go for it. It's a lot of Undying Evils. Let's play the Zubs. I imagine they top decked that. Counter that. So I can just play the card Exhume. You have more? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, now I can't unearth it and Undying Evil it. But I still think that's worth just going for Unearth when they're tapped low. Go. They only have 3 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I block. That draws us a card. Waking up in 9 hours. Yeah, so Mulldrifter at the top we can still go off if they don't have a counterspell. But like, Delver is probably the worst matchup for every combo deck, so I'm not too sad if we have a bad Delver matchup. Yeah, Fairy Seer is fine. We also have to be able to win in 4 minutes. I guess I have 6. Dimir Aqueduct. We're just dead. Alright, good game's opponent. That's unfortunate, but we did pretty good against the counterspell deck. I think with some tweaking, this deck could be at least close to even. See you guys next round. Alright, so overall, I think the deck performed pretty well. Like, I felt very competitive in all the games that we played. I think we won like 1 or 2 of the rounds. I don't remember. But we like every other round we like took a game and we were like very close to comboing, which makes me think there's something here, but this isn't the perfect build. I think I definitely want one Cabal Ritual to tutor up with Shred Memory. I think that'll really help with consistency, because there are many, many times where we were like going off and we had like Shred Memory, but like not enough mana to like play it and then keep going. So Cabal Ritual would really, really help. I think you definitely want the full 4 Mulldrifter. Just being able to draw cards is amazing, and Mulldrifter is almost always going to be a draw 4 because you have Undying Evil and Stamina, and it dies on its own, so you don't even need Ashnod's Altar for that. So I think that's the 2 main changes. I could see running a Bloodthrone Vampire in the main deck, just to make Shred Memory a little bit better. But I'm not entirely sure what I would cut to make all of that happen. Maybe Grim Harvest is like win more, because yeah, it's possible like cutting the Zubera and Grim Harvest for Cabal Ritual and a Mulldrifter is like a good first start, because maybe this is not necessary. Yeah, it's probably not necessary, but it just kind of guarantees when you're going off you have infinite mana. So I would make those changes. And then some type of like Chromatic Star or Chromatic Sphere, just as alternate ways to like filter colorless to colored mana, is probably a good idea. again, I don't really know where you fit these cards into the deck. Maybe we like decrease the land count a little bit, or maybe cut one Prismite, but this card's really important, so I don't know. And then sideboard needs work too, but like I said, we're already having trouble fitting all the cards in the main deck that we want, so I don't even know where we would sideboard. So I think this deck is close to competitive. It seems powerful, but we just got to figure out like maybe 1 or 2 cards to change to make it more consistent. So we're gonna keep working with this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know if you want to see more of this deck because I really like playing it. See you guys then.